The purpose of the Global CFO Council is to provide an educational and networking forum for senior financial executives in order to share best practices, discuss current financial issues, and to learn about current topics related to the performance of their jobs.
Good morning, Allie. How are you doing today?
I am great today. How are you, Robert?
I am doing fantastic and very much looking forward to getting to speak with you today. Allie Boykin is the CFO of SC Thrive. It's a nonprofit. Looks like y'all help people go from crisis to self-sustainability, which is absolutely important all of the time and super important right now. So glad you're here. Clearly, if it's SC Thrive, you're based out of the great state of South Kakalaka. And I think that you got your undergraduate in accounting and management from Presbyterian. Is that correct?
I sure did. That is correct. Yes, sir.
And a
Yes,
master's
it
degree
is.
in accounting from USC. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And a certified public accountant.
Yes, I am.
And
Yes,
something interesting. I always like to search the interwebs to try to find something interesting about somebody. And I found something about you. There's
sir.
limited information, but I did find something I think is hilarious. It's going to be really hilarious if you have two kids. Is that your favorite person in the world is your son Ronnie?
That is correct. And I only have one kid. So
Oh,
he is
okay.
sealed the deal. One child, Ronnie, he is 6. And he is my absolute light and joy of my life. So
All right, good. I was worried. I didn't want the
there's
other
no
3
favoritism.
kids.
That's
I didn't
right.
want the other 3 kids to hear about it and be like, "Well, Mom."
What about me? Nope,
Yeah.
he is the one and only. So we can use that to its full extent. My favorite child.
Well, my mom says that I'm her favorite son.
There you go. It's a good qualifier.
Well, let's get into this, Allie. Question number 1. What is your favorite business book and why?
Yes. So, in full honesty, if I am going to set the tide for reading, I like to read, a New York Times bestseller, mindless reading book. But I do build some time in for some professional reading. So, one of my favorites of all time is The 1 Minute Manager. And it sounds cliche, and it's probably one that many have read, but it's a quick, easy read. It's easy to relate to, and the tidbits of information in it are easy to remember. So it's something that I can always kind of keep in my back pocket. I can use the different tricks to my benefit, and then also help train my team to use those as well. So it's always one that I refer back to regularly to make sure I'm setting those goals, giving praise, and doing some redirects as needed. So always one of my favorites.
I like that book because it gets to the point quickly, and it's
Yes,
like it's like, you know what? We don't need to make this 900 pages.
that's right. Here's your tips. Take them, run with them, implement them, and then go from there. So quick, easy read. That's what I tend to enjoy the most.
Question number 2. What is the best advice that you have ever received?
Yes, so as cliche as it sounds, to always do your best is the best advice that I have ever received. I can remember my parents always telling me that growing up. I find myself telling myself that. I find myself telling others that regularly, but always remembering that if you're doing your best, then that's really all you can do. And if your best is not good enough, then you need to find a way to make sure that your best improves. So always looking for that self-improvement to your best. But just remembering, we're all going to be given challenges. We're always going to have different tasks that we may not know how to complete. And at the end of the day, if you know that you've done all that you can do and it's your absolute personal best, that's all you can give forward.
Allie, you got any scouts in your family?
Scouts, as in Boy or Girl Scouts. I was a Girl Scout. So there you go. All the way up.
Yeah, I believe that's like the motto of both is
Yes,
do your best. So I was like,
that's right.
all right, Allie's got some scouting in her background.
Ingrained at an early age and carried forward.
I had a old scoutmaster of my son's one time said, do your best and then best your best.
That's right. Always take it to the next level.
Question number 3. And Allie, I got high expectations for you. What is a tool that you have recently started using or a habit that you've recently picked up that you have found beneficial?
Yes. So It sounds so simple, and it's something that I have been doing, but that I have started being more intentional about, and that is delegating. Especially with a nonprofit, we have a rather small team. All of the one-man departments tend to kind of flow up under me. So there's a lot of one-offs that I have to handle and deal with. So really being intentional about that delegating and not just taking it on as something additional for me to do and making sure I'm giving it to the right person. So that's definitely something I've been mindful of. And a tool that I've been using to do that we've implemented company-wide here within the last few months is a CRM. It's called Monday.com. And it's new for us. I know a lot of companies have used Salesforce or something similar. Monday.com was a bit more affordable for us with our nonprofit status. And we have all of our key staff members and key teams on there. So it helps us delegate cross-departmentally. It also helps for our grants and our contracts for management of that with divvying up tasks and then making sure it's all reported out and tracked within that. And that has been really a game changer for us to make sure we have one place we can all go in, we can tag different people, and we can keep up with all the different projects that are going on. So definitely highly recommend it if it's not something already being used.
Those CRMs, they're proud of those products, aren't they? Man, those prices.
Yes, they are quite high. So we tried to find the most affordable one, and Monday has been a great fit for us.
I think the sales and marketing people sometimes just go, let's just add a couple zeros and see if anybody will pay. Get out of them.
Yeah. That's right.
Allie, speaking of that current job, what is your favorite part of your current job?
Yes. So the favorite part of my current job is that I love to help others. So I went to Presbyterian, and one of the mottos for PC is while we live, we serve. And I've carried that on into my adulthood. And so here at SC Thrive, I'm able to use my accounting skills, my finance skills to help clients and citizens of South Carolina who are in need. So at the end of each day, I'm able to close the door, close the laptop, and know that hopefully I kept a family housed, I kept a family fed, and I kept a family employed. So those are some of the main things that I enjoy most about my job. On top of that, I love that, no 2 day is the same. I don't get the monotony of regular accounting work. I do a lot of other things as well, which helps me grow in other areas outside of the realms that I ever thought that I'd be able to. And then I also love the flexibility that comes with my role. So it allows me to live my life here and also live my life outside of just my work and career.
Well, that's awesome. It's like you have you're getting paid while you're in a mission field and helping others. And as a citizen of South Carolina, I'm glad you're out there serving the community. So keep it up. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Allie, what's something personal that you wouldn't mind sharing about yourself with the rest of the CFO Council members?
Yes, well, I mentioned my son, I think, at the beginning. So that's always something I mention. I'm also involved with, his sports and then his school with PTO and School Improvement Council. And those are some of the aspects that I like to carry forward outside of life. And then I also enjoy being outdoors, huge outdoors woman, love to fish and love to just get out anytime that I can and spend some time in God's gift of the great outdoors.
So 2 questions. Do you always get forced to be the treasurer of everything when you show up, like me? And then number 2 is, when you say fish, are we fly fishing? Are we with a cane pole on a dock? We got a boat? What's the fishing situation?
Yes. So I do oftentimes get roped into being the treasurer. I am not currently the treasurer of our PTO because there was another long-standing treasurer who's been there for many, many years, and she loves that role. So as a newcomer with a first grader, I got put into the secretary role, which is also great. So thankfully, I escaped that one. And fishing, all kinds. So cane pole fishing, regular fishing, not a lot of fly fishing. We do boating on Lake Murray, boating offshore, different things like that. So really anywhere that I can go and get a day out of the office just to fish and decompress is a good day.
Question number 6, last question. It happened so fast. What is something that I should have asked you, but I didn't? And what is the answer to that?
Yes, I think a good question for others in my role and professionally and in life would be, what advice do you have for working mothers? Because I've found a lot of times in this role, those that I work with have children that may have been grown and they're gone. So they've been through some of the different tasks that I have been through. managing multiple areas, or they maybe haven't had that life experience yet. So I found that there's not quite as many that are in that daily grind of, elementary school parenting and managing a large career. So I would always tell others that are in that same role to find somebody that you look up to, a mentor type of person, someone who's also in that same stage of life that you are, or who's just come out of that stage of life. I follow a lot of different people on LinkedIn that I think are great professional women who are managing that work-life balance, and just kind of keep that as forefront of your focus. So that's always a question that I think is important for those that are in the same life stage that I'm at.
Well, how powerful that is. What a great thing. And I think the idea both to seek mentorship and to be a mentor to others is so important. And I definitely see that in you. I'm starting to see a theme here of mission and purpose and service, both in the community and then as in your career. So you
Yes.
are awesome. I am lucky that I got to talk to you, and we are excited to have you as a member of the CFO Council. So thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And this was not quite as scary as I thought that it would be. So
Well, you did great. It was amazing.
thank you. Thanks for having me, Ron.
Bye-bye.
Bye.